the community. So what we want to do is sit here and we invite the district person
Yeah, thank you very much for the session. Once more, for someone, this is the person. I want to have the team from Habitat. Identify the Soroti, one of the beneficiaries of this program. Because they've been here in Habitat. So their presence here will also happen at least we shall move a step. Not as a district, as a government. When that our president will have much of that day. So we are coming with now we are going to solve some problem. Yeah. I want to request that maybe we come to implementation. We come to plan sometimes when very activity. I request is maybe we need to like other people, we have the awareness and like let's say one vision. But they can give in someone or something back. We can finish from animal. But let me say cow. Then 2-3 days somebody sells it off. Somebody can that's how we going to distribute the horse. Distribute the horse today, tomorrow somebody sells it off. So such families, such people with the such mind. And let's say whether even when you give them one benefit like this, they can even fail to maintain what you will give them. So as a district, as a leaders, we shall emphasize that whoever will benefit from this program must be somebody who is responsible, who will maintain this. Because I know with the construction, the constructed there and the left. Now, if you don't maintain it, means the lifespan becomes small. That is my request, as I put of course. But at the possible wing, as we always after shock absorbers, because they start questioning why is it where only? Why not here? And we shall always bring public and no, we wait, time will come. We will cover all the entire district. So we shall work with you and even do some monitoring, some of the activity we implementing. As by that, we shall be working as a team and make all this come to success. As close to be happy, welcome you, and even request that if it is possible, can even have office within passing district. We have a lot of offices. I don't know why you want. Maybe some small payment. So with few remarks, I want to put open this discussion. I wish everyone would success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We want now to welcome the team leader of Habitat in Uganda.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you so much. I really, on behalf of Habitat for Humanity Uganda, would like to appreciate and sincerely honor this invitation. Many times, many districts we go to, we find that it's hard to get everybody to appreciate and listen to us enough. It's enough for us to feel support that we do rest our cases for you so that together we can be able to appreciate it from bring on board. I'd like to bring the apologies from Robert Otim, who is our National Director. The colleague was not able to come because we had some prearranged meetings and that he wouldn't allow him to come. But he is with us spiritually and really appreciates this opportunity. As we've been introduced, Fred Mobile is my name, and I head the programs to Habitat for Humanity Uganda. And our main intention here is basically a follow-up of what the colleagues had in this year and discussed with you. We are operating in different areas of this country. We are in Fort Portal, and we're expanding the Rizal region. We are operating in the Soda region, specifically in Uganda, and now expanding. But then also we are operating in Kumi, and Kumi is what we're looking at as the Teso region. In Central region, Central Uganda region is also operating under partnership with Uganda Kingdom. We're doing the same in Fort Portal, we are doing the same in Busoga. So following up from the visit that the colleagues had with you, we said now we need to looking at programming regionally. And so we want to look at the Teso region. Then we look at the Eastern region, and then we stand up in the Western through the Teso region. And we are thinking is that being in Kumi, yes. Now how about going to Teso? Sorry. So after the team visited and you expressed your interest, more so coming from initial work that was done here, concerns we had, we felt yes, let us look at expanding further. So here within the team, as they introduce themselves, we have Michael Chan here, who is in charge of the Teso region. Basically now he's based in Kumi, but as we expand into other districts, he will be the main focus, our representative in the region. So what we are going to share with you here basically is what Habitat for Humanity International and Habitat for Humanity Uganda, what we do, and basically what this project is. Just in nutshell, this project is called the Integrated Community Resilience Project, which is funded by Southern Santa Barbara, Habitat County from the US. And after we shared your concerns, they were really felt that this is the opportunity to be able to give us some support so that we're able so that we are able to support the people of Teso region expanding into Soroti. So what I will do basically is just to give an overview, and then I will allow our colleague here, Michael Chan, who is our representative of the region, to go into the nitty-gritties of the Integrated Community Resilience Project. This project in nutshell is looking at 4 strands. One of them is called the shelter, where we're going to look at building houses for the vulnerable, but also looking at introducing what we call innovative building technology, using what we call interlocking stabilized soil blocks, which we hope will make from here how youth will be trained to be able to do that. Including the machine, the compressor machine, which are supposed to make those blocks. And then, based on that also, we are looking at the provision of clean water. And then the clean water, we are hoping to start small and be able to expand with time. The third area we're looking at is vocational skills, which is employment promotion for the youth. Looking at the young people today, we have a number of them. The challenge we have today is that they are not well skilled to be able to not only get jobs for themselves, but we know that the government is doing the best they can, but then we have to contribute. And what our contribution here is all of those youth who are failed to go ahead with home education, support them with vocational skilling, and then we have great jobs, and in the future, starting say from home here, coming up with what we call this house, which will be bringing youth on board and making self-sustaining enterprise. And fourthly, we are looking at the volunteer initiative. The volunteer initiative, we are looking at bringing youth together to be able to volunteer in providing service, and in time with the skilling, they're able to be able to know that use your own skilling to support the community, but also generating an income for yourself. So having said that, the technology has given us a bit of a challenge, but
press the HDMI button on the projector. Press the HDMI button on the projector. Thank you.
So, what, as I mentioned, this to us is a project inception, and we kind of request that you allow us to have this well covered so that the people who are giving funding, we are going to give as an evidence. Because we are here today, tomorrow we shall be doing the same in Kumi, we'll also be doing the same the following day in Namayingo district, and then next week on Tuesday we shall be doing the same in Kamaroi, because it's going to be implemented in 4 districts. So that we are able to give the evidence, and then also hearing from you, the donors will know that yes, now this is a project that has been accepted in TESO, and as we seek for more funding, we are going to expand it together other strands. So this is a 2-year project which is going to run from September 1st and will be ending August 2024. This presentation is basically going to give us an overview of Habitat for Humanity Uganda, and then basically after that we'll go into details of the introduction of the ICR project. As I said, the ICR project is the Integrated Community Resilience Project. We'll have a chance to share with you the goals and objectives of this 2-year project. We shall give you an overview of the locations where this project will be implemented. And I will simply talk through quickly the core project team, but also the beneficiaries who is going to benefit from these interventions. And out of that, we shall also be able to look at what we expect as a result. Because many times when we come into projects, we should be transparent and outrightly tell you what we expect out of that. So as we work together, we shall be able to evaluate and see along the way how we achieve what we had initially hoped to achieve. So Habitat for Humanity Uganda, International, this was established in 1976 as an ecumenical Christian organization and is out to help families build strength, stability, and self-reliance, mainly through affordable housing, shelter. So as you may know, Habitat for Humanity has been known for building houses. So building houses for communities, and we're starting from the most vulnerable, for Kumi, and also TESO now, we are told that at some point there was support that was given for building houses for the vulnerable. And the discussion that came out from the previous meeting was, yes, we can be able to identify some of the beneficiaries who can be able to do a bit of contribution, and then you come in and hold it. So we shall have a number of houses built for those guys who contribute something, that's building the walls, and then there will be another wing where we shall be looking out for the most vulnerable. The interesting part here is that we actually do involve your participation in identifying the beneficiaries. This is a very transparent process, not a relative of mine. Habitat for Humanity Uganda was born, and this was in 1981, 82, and it is affiliated to Habitat for Humanity International. We are an affiliate of the Habitat for Humanity International. And here we are dedicated to eliminating poverty housing. So that's the main entry point, eliminating poverty housing. And as you're aware that housing is actually the backbone for a family. If you find that you're not having a good shelter, even the rest of the issues become an issue. First of all, nobody in the community will be recognizing you. Children, if you have going to school, may not have the ability to raise school fees for them. Again, the community is recognized, and that is just key. So many other things, what are the like spring from that. So since then, as an organization in Uganda, we have built and rehabilitated, even repaired and improved over 40,000 houses in Uganda. And this has contributed to providing simple, affordable shelter for over 240,000 from 1982. Please stop me in case I'm moving too fast. So when you look at the overall vision as an organization, our dream, what we're hoping to, of course, as you're aware, you never achieve the dream, but you never achieve the vision, but it's that dream you're working towards. We are looking at a world where everyone has a place to live. That is our, aspiration. And then what we do as an organization, our mission, what is our day-to-day work in Uganda? We are seeking to put God's love into action by bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. That is what we do every day. moving, hoping to get to that vision, which is our dream eventually. So under that, we have 4 strategic objectives. The first strategic objective is we are looking at habitability and adequate housing. Details will come out. Allow me just to highlight this. The second strategic objective is looking at housing affordability. The third objective is having basic services for sustainable housing. And the fourth one is looking at tenure security for sustainable housing. Looking into details for that, the first strategic objective of improving habitability and adequate housing, adequacy of housing, we look at 5 intervention areas where we're looking at eco-friendly low-cost housing. Eco-friendly, but also ensuring that we're conserving the environment, but it is equally supportive of the concerns that we have today over the environmental concerns. But at the same time, we're looking at low cost. Because not all everyone can afford a house. But how can we innovate and make sure that we come up with loss? And that's why we find issues like looking at constructing a house instead of the normal burnt bricks. Now, eco-housing, eco-friendly, as I said, we are using these burnt bricks today. But to buy the brick, you need firewood. To get firewood, you are cutting down the trees. You are really messing up with the environment. So what we're doing is, if we come with an innovative way of using bricks which are not burnt, and these bricks where you use less mortar, you are saving down on going to the mortar. You know, it's quite expensive with mortar. So we are coming up with what we call the ISSB, that is interlocking stabilized soil blocks, which machines you will see the outside this year. So we compress the soil, and they are interlocking in the sense that the blocks are just placed on top of one another with just very little cocoto, if I may say, what we call it, mortar, just to hold them in place. So by coming up with that, you are reducing the costs. The brick you are making is not burnt. It is made at the low cost with compression, but also use of the mortar is also reduced. But on top of that, we are moving further into using, instead of having the floors made out of what we call cement, where you have that smooth layer, what we call it, cement, a lot of it, Neil. It's quite expensive. It's a lot of cement you use. So we're working with a partner called As Enable, where they have an innovative way of making the floor, which is equally permanent, firm, and long-lasting, which is actually much cheaper than the cement that we use. So that is addressing the issue of low-cost housing. If we promote that, our people should be able to afford at least a better shelter at a low cost. So another intervention area we're looking at is appropriate low-cost housing technology and services. I've talked about that. Ways of constructing. We're also looking at adequate land for shelter. If we are coming up with building a structure, is the land that is being used for construction, is it adequate? Because if we're going into constructing your house, we are telling you the size of the house we're going to construct for you, and then the land that you're having, is it adequate for that? But on top of that, you have enough land for you to support you in other productive areas of land activity. We also under strategic objective looking at strategic partnerships for sustainable upgrading slums or informal settlements. We are doing that in urban areas for ensuring that we come up with slums being upgraded. You are aware of issues where fecal matter disposal becomes an issue. It contaminates water sources and all that. So all that we're going to look at in different aspects of the country to try and look at and ensure that we upgrade the slums into something that's habitable, but also where we have informal settlements. I know, Soroti, you had, of course, at the time of insurgency, had a number of settlements, the issues behind that. So today we shall work to and see what are the concerns, how can we develop something. And also another issue is looking at asset-based approach to designing sustainable urban housing market products. Sustainable, how do we improve the products that, for example, if you look at how do I raise funds to be able to build a house at home? Are we looking at ways of supporting as a community to be able to save the little you have to be able to in the house. In some places, we are doing what we call street business school skilling, so that an old lady at home is helped to identify any source of income. Any source, maybe selling pancakes, selling sweet bananas, selling anything, just to raise capital and support it in business skills to be developed. And we've seen there are so many testimonies where they have been able to raise some fund and you support the family, but also in construct for the family. The strategic objective we are looking at here again is enhanced housing affordability. So we are enhancing, increasing the ability of the families being able to afford a decent living. And some of that includes skill formation for communities in agriculture solutions. I'll talk about that. Developing market systems for housing, and looking at some sectors where communities may want to look at raising funds to be able to construct a house. But how is the whole market chain linkages within that community? So together, sitting together and advising and supporting and skilling and educating, we will identify solutions for different communities. We're also looking at promoting access to financial services and products for housing. Financial services is an issue because you know that we have surplus, are we able to support the families to do the village savings and then to be able to come together and be able to do other things for themselves as the families. And also under a second objective, we are promoting public and private partnerships for housing. You may have seen at some point, we are partnering with other like-minded organizations selling the idea. For example, housing finance bank. People affording that. We also have what we call cooperative housing membership, so that people are able to raise funds and address the issue. Like we have mentioned in our dream of having a place decent enough to call it home. Under the third strategic objective, which is enhancing provision of basic services for sustainable housing, we are looking at issues of investing in initiatives to extend clean water to communities and Habitat for Humanity Uganda area of coverage. We may not, under this project, for example, as my colleague will be indicating the details of this project, but we're also looking at ensuring that we have clean water for communities. And that is key, especially in this region where water, clean water is quite an issue. But we're also looking at supporting efforts to expand WASH, that's water, sanitation and hygiene, and solid waste management interventions in areas under our coverage. So when you're looking at water, provision of clean water, sanitation, hygiene at household level, many things which we take for granted, families are not aware. How can you help them understand and appreciate? And if you look at people management provision, if you go to some of the villages, you find that people don't have people and trees. And if they're difficult to live, you know to know where is the rain, where does this people manage, where is it? Eventually, where the water is, they are collecting the same water, the animals are drinking there. So aspects of hygiene, sanitation, and out of that, we're also looking at solid waste matter management. If you are supporting the family in the house, ensure that also the ventilation people are safe, provided, but also in schools. We have schools and communities in health centers where we're also looking at providing safe fecal matter disposal. That is ensuring that we have 5 stars via pillar constructed. My colleague will come to detail at some point. We're also looking at system strengthening in WASH in rural and urban areas, including the systems of water, sanitation, and hygiene. And then also